Hello, welcome to Razzmatazz with Rashi, and today we have with us Shubhra Rastogi. She's an author, a blogger, a dentist, a medical writer, and today she's here with her new book, My Colorful World. So, in this episode, we'll get to know a lot more about Shubhra and her work. So, stay tuned with us till the end. Welcome, Shubhra. How are you?
Hi Rashi, thank you for having me over. I'm good, I'm good. It's really an honor to be on your show.
My pleasure. So, before we move forward, I'd like to tell the audience that we'll end this episode with a question. And if you give the correct answer in the comments below, you stand a chance to win the mega prizes at the end of the season. So, we'll get the answer in this episode itself. So, watch till the end and don't forget to subscribe before you participate. So, yes, Shubhra, would request you to introduce yourself to our new audience.
So my career started as a dentist, but
Yeah.
slowly I drifted into the world of writing, but more healthcare and analytical writing.
Mhm.
And then I picked up after my daughter was born, the first daughter. Then I, started blogging, and I
Mhm.
also entered into blogs through Blog Chatter. There
Yeah,
I met a
that's how
lot.
we
I
met.
mean, met a lot. Yeah, that's where we also met. But yeah, we've just met and we've just written to each other. Even like
Yeah.
I have connected with other people also. I
Mm.
don't know them as such, but I do write to them
Yeah.
sometimes. So yes, and that is when I started taking interest in blogs,
Mm.
because blog chatter really gives you a very good
Yeah.
exposure.
That's a
So
really good platform for
and
new bloggers, to connect and network. It's really
exactly.
good.
Hmm. And they keep having these monthly blog
Yes, so
challenges.
challenges. That helps a lot.
Exactly. हाँ. So yeah, अभी तो वैसे I'm not doing any blogging or anything, but yes, but blog chatter really helped me.
Mm.
And so then yeah, this book I mean I penned this book around the COVID time when the first wave
Okay.
hit us,
Yeah.
and it has been just lying in my bookshelf for the past 2 years. Then finally I thought, let's convert it into a book.
Yes.
That's
That's good.
how I took the big step. Yeah.
Nice. So the My Colorful Worlds, like it's from an infant's perspective. Like, tell us more about the book. What is it about?
Yes, exactly. It's
Yeah.
the point of view is from an infant. So
Hmm.
like there most of us are thinking, what is it that the baby is thinking?
Yeah.
Is the baby cold? Is the baby hungry? There have
Hmm.
been a lot of researches also.
Yes.
What is the baby thinking? बच्चा क्या
Yeah.
सोच रहा होगा? Why is the baby laughing? Why is the baby
Mhm.
smiling in its
Yes.
sleep?
What is he able to
So
see?
this,
Like after a long
yes,
time, they
yes,
get the vision, that clear vision. So there's so much
exactly,
research
exactly.
behind that.
Yeah. So this book is like,
Mhm.
it gives you take like when I was writing these chapters, in
Mhm.
fact, these chapters have also been written during the blog chatter A to
Okay.
Z only.
Nice. Yeah.
So when I was writing these chapters, I was writing them through the point of my daughter, second
Mhm.
daughter, who was
Yeah.
just 4 months old that time. So I was
Okay.
just, I just used to wonder what she
Yeah.
must be thinking right now, how she must
Right.
be relating to everything going around her,
Yes.
how she's seeing everyone at home, because she
Mm.
doesn't understand what is COVID.
Yeah.
For her, her world
Mm.
is us, which is
Yes.
around her. So I just wanted to write that and,
Nice.
bring it out to parents, new
Mm.
parents,
Yeah.
and who would, connect with the book and connect with what their child must be going through.
Correct. There's so many parents, like everybody would, we keep thinking, we keep imagining, like what must be going there, like how they imagine, what must be they thinking about. So that's a nice perspective, and
Exactly.
that must be really interesting to read that book.
Sure,
So how
sure. You
like
must.
from medical writing? So what is medical writing as like? What did you like used to write on that, and how did you move towards writing your own book?
So yeah, medical writing is very you know it's got very what should I say? It's more of analytics, and it's got a lot of medical terms in it,
Yeah.
and a lot of scientific papers which
Mm,
a layman would not understand are
mm,
simplified and
yeah.
then written in are then written and presented so that
Okay.
you all can, I mean, the layman can
Mm,
understand it well,
yeah.
because we don't want to get you confused in the researches, whatever
Yeah,
researches
with
are
the
going
medical
on.
terminologies and
Yes, exactly. So it is a simplified version
okay.
which a person can easily go through their, scientific, can pick
Understand
up
it.
the scientific journal and understand it. So
Okay.
yeah, that is it. And this, of course, this writing is more writing about my thoughts
Yeah.
rather than rather than simplifying the medical terms.
Mm. So
I
did you
should
give a
put
medical
it that
touch to
way.
this as well, like from the medical
Yes.
perspective? Yeah.
It doesn't have a
Great.
medical perspective, but yes,
Yeah, but
some
some touch.
lines do. Yes,
Yeah.
there's some touch here and there which
Mm.
reflect that there has been, like research says,
Yeah.
according to research.
Yes.
So yeah, that is good.
That makes it more authentic, if you add more facts
Exactly.
to it.
Yes, yes.
Mm. So what all topics do you write? Like you said you are also a blogger and you write on your blog as well. So what all topics do you think you cover in
Yes.
that?
Um, so yeah, I had a blog
Mm.
named Nutcuts. So it's not active anymore. But yes, I
Okay.
was an avid blogger on that, and I would my blogs were usually around children.
Mm.
So, first they were around my elder daughter, and then about my this book is of course on my younger daughter and as well as elder daughter.
Yeah.
And then I used to, try to club how to go about things and activities and what my child is going through. Like my
Mm.
child is a tall girl as per her
Okay.
age. So what she goes through, body
Okay.
shaming, and how I can,
Ah.
I was never aware that even tall people can go through body
Yeah.
shaming. So uh,
Yes.
that's how I was explaining facts on my blog.
Okay.
And I've also done a lot of medical, like you said,
Mm.
medical, like I had some certain medical conditions in the which may affect the children in the initial years,
Yeah.
mental problems,
Mm.
physical,
Okay.
social. So everything, whatever is important for an overall well-being of a child, I
Yeah.
used to cover all those
Okay.
topics.
So I would actually suggest that you should continue with your blogging because I have read your blogs and the blog post and they were really helpful. Like something you were writing on the nutrition point of view, like what kids should be given and all those things, and they were quite helpful. I mean, especially where we search for those articles and coming from a person who is in a medical field, it makes it more authentic and more relatable. So I would
Right,
definitely
right.
tell you
Yes,
to
I
continue
do
with your blog.
intend to.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, I do intend to continue with it. But right now, there are other things just going
that's
on
keeping you busy.
at
Yeah.
the back of my right, right.
So how does your
But
writing
yes.
happen? Like when do you write? Do you have a different daily schedule or like what inspires you to write these things?
So yeah, my biggest inspiration are my daughters,
Yeah.
because when I see them quarreling, and there's a huge age difference between my daughters.
Okay.
There's a 7-year
Okay.
age gap between my daughters, and
Uh,
I thought, okay, having a such a huge gap difference will
mm,
make my life simpler because the
yeah.
elder one will help me. No doubt she helps me a lot, but you should see them quarreling. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know that, they can quarrel such a lot also.
Yeah.
So my activities just revolve around them day to day. And when I see them, I get a lot of writing ideas.
Okay.
So once they sleep, That is my me time, and
Mm.
usually I pen down my thoughts. And as and when I try to give my thoughts a blog, I
Yeah,
mean, release it into a blog and prepare
correct.
it into something worthwhile.
Yeah,
So yeah, that is there.
nice. So, what are your future plans like? Like you're writing new books, or you're writing, trying to keep your blog active?
My future plans. I definitely want to write more books,
Mm.
and I also want to reactivate my blog. Yeah.
Yeah,
Other than that, yeah, these two are really in the
sure, sure.
content.
Definitely work towards it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, would you like to
Hmm.
read something from your book?
Sure, why not? So
Yeah.
yeah, this is my
Okay.
book, and it's known. It's like My Colorful World, an
Mm.
infant's kaleidoscope. So let me just read a passage from the first chapter only.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll just read a passage from the first chapter. So yeah, my writing style is that I start with a quote.
Okay.
So I'll just read the quote and then I will start with the main
Hmm.
thing. You are my definition of perfect love. When my mom was wheeled into the operation theater on the 2nd of December 2019, little did I know what the big world would look like. I was literally pulled out from the womb in, a safe haven for me. After my crying session and a quick meeting with my mom, a strange man whisked me away to the corner of a bright room. I am fascinated to see the huge lights. I wanted to catch them and kept stretching my arms as well as my feet towards them. Looking at my activities in the operation theater, the pediatrician announced to my mom that I'm going to be a gymnast. Now I was wondering what a gymnast was. Once my basic stats were noted down, I was shifted to the recovery room with my mom. It was here that I started wondering where I had come from. There were a lot of people who came to greet and welcome me. Some came in with rectangular black boxes and flashed lights at me. Some picked me up and held me in their arms. All this scared me. Agreed. My room in the inn was a little dark and small, but I felt safe. I was fed timely and also had access to radio with different channels. Yes, I was content, protected, looked after, and showered with love and affection. I missed being in my haven. When mommy regained consciousness, we were shifted to our room. I recognized her the minute she took me in her arms, cuddled, and kissed me. That instant, my fear vanished, and I knew I would be safe with her. By now, I had met most of the members of my family, but I was wondering where that sweet voiced person was who would talk to me every morning, afternoon, and evening, other than mom. I knew she is my big sister. Finally, in the evening, the wait was over and she walked into the room with a big smile. The moment I looked at her, I fell in love with her. Here is a secret that you must know. My sister, also known as Miss A or Didi, prayed very hard for me. At every temple, at any festival, she would always pray for a cute little me. I am sure she is going to be my best friend, my confidant, basically my person. When she took me in her lap, her big eyes told me that she will always be there for me right till the end, no matter what. After an extremely exhausting day, I did manage to sleep well with mommy. And yes, this is just the beginning of a fun filled adventure. Signing off, baby.
So that's really, really
Baby A.
interesting. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
sure, parents would love to read that book. I think even kids would be very, very much interested in reading the book.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
uh, yes. Because my daughter, she just read the whole
Yeah,
book, so she was very happy to read
definitely.
about
And she's
her
also a
sister
character
and
in
her
that
big
book, so she would love that. She'll read about
sister.
herself. That's nice.
Right, right.
So we'll tell the audience that we'll share the link in the description of this video, and you can buy the book from that link and definitely leave a good review for her. So now a question for the audience, that we just read a beautiful passage from this book, and you have to answer that this book is inspired by whom? And we have just discussed this in this episode itself. If you want to know the answer, you can watch it again. And wish you all the best, Shubhra, for all the wonderful things that you're doing and for your next book and your blogs. And it was really lovely having you on my show.
Thank you, Rashi. Thank you so much. So much. It was really an honor to be on your show. Thank you so
My
much.
pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you.